Hi, thank you for joining me today. I thought I would do a quick get ready with me video. So I'm going to start off with Guerlain L'Essential Foundation. I wear shade 00N. And this is a nice, I like this foundation. For me, since my skin is very fair, I have a hard time finding a good color match. I just use one pump and I put some on my face. All right. I still have plenty left on my hand. I don't like to use a very heavy coverage. So this brush that I'm using, I believe it's $50, but it's the brush that was designed by Guerlain to go with this particular foundation. And I wasn't going to get it because I have other foundation brushes, but I don't know. I figured might as well try it. And I actually really like how nicely it fits in the palm of your hand. And it's really comfortable. And it really does a nice job applying the foundation. I like it so much I've actually considered getting a second one for other foundation as well, just to kind of have a couple on hand. All right, so let's see here. We can add maybe a touch more here and here. It's gotten very, very cold outside all of a sudden, and I've been really resisting wearing the warmer clothes, but I finally put on a sweater today. And of course, I went outside taking the kids to the bus stop without a coat or anything, and I was freezing, so my nose looks a little red from the cold, but you know, that happens. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and put on my under eye concealer, and I'm using the Sisley Stylo Lumiere in shade 1, which I don't remember what it's called. It might be like Pearly Rose or something like that. So I like to do just a light coverage here, and I kind of go in a little bit of a triangular shape here. So I just find that that gives me just a little bit of coverage for under the eye, and yet since this is kind of a brightening concealer, it does kind of highlight a little bit as well. So I like to pat it in with my finger. I know some people like to use a brush, but I feel like with my finger, I get a little bit of a more natural looking application for myself. All right, so let me wipe off the rest of this foundation here. I'm not going to use that. Okay, and next let's move on to the brows. And I think today I'm going to use my Surratt. I'm not sure what color this is. This is a Surratt eyebrow pencil. This case here is refillable, so you pay separately for the case and then for the refill. And I don't remember what this color was technically called, but it is their taupe color. So I've got that in here, and then this will actually just unscrew here, and you can just change your color. So I like this pencil. I like the weight of the actual container. It's metal, and it's just got a little bit more of a, I don't know, a little bit heavier feel than what you get with some of the other eyebrow pencils. So my eyebrows are kind of sparse in spots, particularly my left one. So I just like to draw just a little bit in with the pencil. And then I take my Tom Ford Fiber Brow Gel in 02 Taupe. And I wipe a little bit of the excess off here. And just go over my brows. Right, and I do not like having excess product on anything. So after that, this is the Anastasia brow brush, spoolie, something like that. And I just like to go through and just remove any excess product there. I don't like it to feel stiff or shellacked in any way, and I just like it to be a bit more of a natural feel. My kids are young, so you know, sometimes they touch things and so forth, so I'd rather just make sure everything's nice and neutral. Okay, so next let's go on with blush. I'm going to use this Surratt blush, and Surratt again comes with these sliding plastic cases. And again, these are things that you can actually peel off the back. It's a sticker, you can put it into a palette. But I don't actually have a palette for this. So I'm going to go in with my Sonia G Designer Pro brush. And this is actually one of my new favorite brushes. I think it's great for blush, highlighter, pretty much use it for anything. I've used it to apply some setting powder and so forth under, oh, speaking of that, we should actually apply some setting powder here. So I'm going to go in with the ByTerry Hyaluronic Hydra-Powder. And this is the original color. They do have some other colors out now, like a pink and a peach and things like that. All right, so put too much on my brush. So just tapping a little bit here in the lid. Put some here on the cheek. And here. And just spread it out. And this is actually my favorite powder brush. This is from the Sonia G Sky Face Set, and it came out, I don't know, September maybe, but they are out of stock. They went out very quickly, and there will be more coming out sometime in the beginning of 2020, but very soon she has the Sky Eye Set coming out, which is something I'm very, very excited for. I have a lot of Sonia G brushes, and in my opinion, her newer ones have more of a tapered handle, whereas, let's see here, this is one of like her original ones where you've got more of this barrel handle. I find the tapered handles to be much more comfortable, and I love this. So out of the brushes that I have from her for the eyes, I really like the Pro Eye series so far as well, and I cannot wait to see what she does with the Sky Eye Set. All right, so let's go in. Again, back with the Designer Pro, and this is La Vie en Rose from Surratt. This is a really light, dusty rose color. You can build it up, but I want to keep things really neutral and light today. So I'm going for more of a sheer application. So I'm just tapping a little bit onto my cheekbones and then swirling it in and blending it into the hairline there a bit as well. All right, so I think that's good. And then I'm going to use my favorite highlighter, which is the new Chanel, which if you're interested, I have this reviewed in the Chanel Holiday Collection video. So look at this. You can see that it is just a very beautiful peachy highlighter color, and the texture is very creamy, more like a cream to powder eyeshadow, and it just really kind of melts into your skin very nicely. So for this, I'm going to use the Wing Goss. I think this is the Airbrush. And I just put a tiniest bit on the tip. I'm just going to spread that in. So I'm not sure if you can see that sheen there, but just a little bit of a light peachy color there. All right. And we'll just put a little bit up here, a little bit right under the eyebrows, and then on my chin. Okay. Now, I'm not really one to contour my face very much. Occasionally I'll do it, but with my face shape, I feel like the contouring doesn't really help that much. Everything's just too round. Got really large cheeks. So even though the contouring does give them some nice definition, it just, for some reason, just doesn't feel like me. So I don't usually contour. so I'm not going to be going in with that today. All right, so I was thinking, I bought actually the Tom Ford holiday collection. I bought a lot of pieces from that, and I haven't gotten to test everything out yet. So I was going to use the Tom Ford Soleil Diva eyeshadow palette, and I have not used this yet. So it comes in the nice gold box that they're using for the holiday collection. And again, this is number 3, Soleil Diva, which I think means winter sun, but I'm not positive. And then inside you've got this nice white velvet, like a kind of like a velvety pouch. And again, since it's the holiday collection, it comes in the white compact, and you've got the mirror, and inside your little plastic case, you have 2 little brushes. So you can see that one side is an actual eyeshadow brush and one side is a sponge tip applicator. So there are 2 of those in there. And if you look at these colors here, you can see that you've got kind of a gold champagne color, peach, a little bit more of I'm not sure, let's see here. It's a little bit more of a light taupey pinky brown, and then more of a chocolate color with looks like a little bit of red in there. So why don't we swatch these first, and then I will put them on. All right, so let's start with, we'll go from left to right and left to right. All right, and so this is that champagne color. I'm just gonna swatch them on my hand here. Okay, and you can see it's definitely got some nice shimmer, and it's a great champagne color with a little bit of peach in there. So I really like that. I think it goes really well with the Chanel highlighter, actually. All right, and then next we've got this peachy shade. Okay, again, these are all shimmers. This one is a little less sparkly though. Okay, and you can see that that's definitely more of a melon peach. So it definitely has more orange pigment in there. And this is that light brown color. Ooh, it's actually more bronzy looking when you put it down. I like that a lot. I was actually really worried about this palette because for me, I really stick a lot to more cool tone shadows, and I felt like this one might be a little too warm for me, but it looks so pretty I couldn't resist trying it. So here's that chocolate, and you can see that this one definitely has a lot of pigment to it. All 4 of these shadows are very, very creamy, and they feel great. So let's work on applying those. 1 second while I just clean my hand. Okay, so let's go in and let's actually start off with the crease. And I'm going to use this light brown shade here in the crease. And I'm going to go in with my Sonia G Blender Pro. Actually, no, let's not. Let's go in with the Crease Pro brush. So I barely touched the palette and got quite a bit of pigment on there. All right, and I'm just gonna go in, put that in my crease. Put that in a little bit. All right. Okay, and you can see that gives just a nice light color here. I think it's really pretty. All right, and then I think I'm gonna go in with the more melon color now, and I'm gonna pack that on this half of my eye. And I'm gonna use the Sonia G Blender Pro. And again, I'm not even like looking which brushes I'm picking up, but I almost always pick up these Pro eye brushes. They are my favorite. All right, again, a lot of it comes up. So I'm just going to tap a little bit off. And you can see when I'm hitting it with the palette, you are getting a little bit of pickup, or, you know, a little bit of residue that comes off, but it's nothing significant. It's nothing that's blending into other colors. All right. So just a nice light wash. Definitely not too warm for me. It actually, you know, these aren't strong colors. They're nice and soft and light. So they're going to give a really nice natural look. I'm going to go in now with the Sonia G Crease One brush. And I'm going to use the champagne color right up here. Okay. And I'm going to go into the inner portion of my eye. And just dab a little bit in the inner corner as well. Okay, I like those colors a lot. I do want to add a little bit more of this taupey color. So I'm going to go back in with the Crease Pro brush that I used for this before. Where did I put that? There we go. And I'm going to just add a little bit more and kind of blend those shades together. I'm just kind of taking that into the middle, a little bit kind of all over-ish. Just kind of blend all those colors together. And I don't actually mean I'm blending all portions of the colors together, but all of the edges, I'm kind of blurring them a little bit with that taupey color. So you can kind of see there. So I think now I'm going to go in, I'm going to line my lashes, both upper and lower, with this dark chocolate brown color. And I'm going to make it kind of smudgy on the top. So I'm going to use the Sonia G Smudger 1. Alright, so I'm actually not going back into the shadow to line my lower lashes, just using what's left on the brush. Alright, there we go. Alright, so just a light line on the lower lashes and a nice little smudged out look there on the top. And I'm just going to take the Crease Pro brush again, and I'm not adding any shadow to it. I'm just kind of blending in a little bit of that liner there. There, just to kind of blend those colors together a little bit more, but it still has that nice smudgy look with the liner. All right, and then just gonna go back in. I used the Crease One brush before with the champagne color, so I'm just putting a tiny bit on the tip, and I'm just gonna drag that down here. Just kind of go, starting from the inner corner, go under the liner for the inner lash or lower lash line. So again, just a tiny bit on the tip, start in the inner corner, drag it all the way across. Okay, so I think that's it for the shadow. And now I'm gonna curl my lashes and then apply a little mascara. So when I curl my lashes, I always go in 3 little spurts. So I start as close to my eyelid as possible, and I do 3 little quick squeezes, and then I move out more to the middle, 3 little quick squeezes, closer to the end. And I feel like the curl just looks a little bit better to me. So now I'm gonna go in with trying out mascara sample from Yves Saint Laurent. This is the Shock, which is it's one of their volumizing mascaras. This is in black. I'm not sure how I like this. This mascara, yesterday when I applied it, it was pretty clumpy. And so I really, tried to wipe off as much excess on the wand as possible to kind of blend, get rid of any extra residue that might be causing an issue. But I can see that I've already got some clumps. So sometimes what I like to do is I take a tissue and I put it up to my eyes and I just blink, and it helps get rid of some of those clumps. And let's see if that worked. That did get rid of a lot of it. I had a couple really large clumps right there. And then, yeah, again, this mascara is it's a little bit too clumpy, not quite natural enough for me. So this is a Tweezerman lash comb. I like this one because it has metal tines, but you do have to be really, really careful not to poke yourself in the eye with this, because it definitely hurts. I do have to say though, this mascara is definitely volumizing on me. My lashes look incredibly long right now. And I do usually do my lower lashes, but I feel like with this particular mascara, it's just going to be a little bit too clumpy. Let's see here. Well, let's just do a little bit. So I'm going to scrape off again as much as I can. And just add just the lightest touch here. Oh, no. Wishing I didn't do this now. So I'm definitely going to have to go in, wipe off some of this. All right, let's fix that. All right, let's go in with that lash comb. These clumpy mascaras, when it's still wet, I always feel like if I close my eyes, they're starting to kind of adhere together, the upper and lower lashes. I do not like that feeling. So I got a little mascara here. All right, that's a little bit better. All right, so I think now I'm just gonna add a little bit of the Cocondo Natural Lighting Powder, just because I feel like I put a little bit too much of the ByTerry Hyaluronic Powder on, and it just looks a little bit too whitish, too dryish. So I just put a tiny bit on my brush and tapping it into the lid. Just gonna go in for a little bit of a finishing powder here. All right. And I like this powder. It gives you just a nice little bit of a sheen. All right, and again, I like this highlighter so much. I just want to add just a tiny bit more I didn't put on very much before. I'm not going to put on much more now, but I just really just want a little bit more touch. There. Okay. So I feel like this is a nice neutral eye look. I do think Tom Ford did a great job with their holiday collection. Now for lips, I'm going to keep it light again. I'm going to go in with the Yves Saint Laurent. This is one of the Zoe Kravitz collection lipsticks. Again, they come in this really great sparkly case. I think it's very pretty. And this is number 125. And this is a shimmer. You can see that there's some sparkle in there. A little bit darker than what I was planning today. I couldn't remember how dark this one turned out to be. I'm just going to blot. And I'm going to put a lip gloss on top because I love wearing lip gloss. And this is one of my favorite nude lip glosses. This is actually one of the mini ones from Pat McGrath. This is Flesh Fantasy in the Lust Gloss. And it goes pretty well with that lipstick. So that is my final look. I have to say, these lip glosses, I do really like them. I love the texture. I like how shiny they are. I like how they stay on, but they're not one of those super sticky lip glosses. They feel smooth, but not oily. The only thing I'm not particularly thrilled with is the scent. So they are scented. After you put it on, after a few minutes, the scent kind of fades. You don't really notice it so much, but I do wish that these were unscented. But I love the lip glosses. Actually, I'm loving all of her products that I've tried. So I'm very excited to try more in the future. And that's basically it. So now that is it. Ready for the day. Does anybody have any questions or comments? Please leave them below. Give me a thumbs up if you are liking this video. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I hope to see you again soon. I hope in some way that this was helpful to you. And again, if you have any suggestions or anything that you'd like to see in the future, please leave me a comment below. Okay. Thank you so much. Have a great day.